It's an orange juice.
What's up everyone, this is OJ. The Electro Wizard is a legendary card that's strong but not overpowered. He has a 1.7 second hit speed. He can stun up to 2 units. If he only targets 1 unit, then he'll deal the full 200 damage. If he attacks 2 units, his attack will be split in half and it'll deal 100 damage to both targets. His attack is a 360 degree area of reach within 5 tiles. If he's locked onto a single target like an arena tower, he can mitigate half of the damage done by placing something to split and sponge half of his damage. However, it's more effective to just plant the Ice Golem directly on top of him to push him out of range of the arena tower. This way the Golem soaks up 100% of the damage. If he approaches the lane by himself, you can completely shut him down with an Ice Golem for a positive elixir trade. A lot of 2 elixir cards can shut him down when he's alone. The log can prevent the Electro Wizard from getting more than 1 attack on your tower. Unless he's stunned or pushed back, the first unit or building he attacks will continue to be targeted. So even if you place 2 units beside him, only his second attack will aggro onto it. His first attack will continue hitting the arena tower. When ignored, he can deal exactly 800 damage to an arena tower, so you never want to ignore him. He could be risky to play in the back. You'll trade elixir with your opponent and they'll land damage on your tower. If you run a zap bait deck and their counter to your minion horde is fireball, then this actually might be a good trade. A level 1 Electro Wizard spawns a level 9 tournament standard zap. It can take out everything that zap can. Mirror card is just placing down the same card twice, so the mirror will spawn a zap, potentially a higher level zap if your mirror is strong. However, when you clone an Electro Wizard, it will not spawn a zap, but the mirror images will retain the stun from the attack. The spawn zap is very effective at taking out an unsupported lava hound. His split attack takes 2 shots to kill a full health lava, but the zap brings them down to 1 shot, so he can take out 4 lava pups and 2 attacks with his spawn zap. He can disarm most of the goblin barrel, but he is not a direct replacement for zap. With his really low health, it's almost never a good idea to spawn him in the heat of battle. He'll just die immediately. For minion horde, if you don't have arrows or fireball, it's better to use zap before you spawn him on top of the horde. His attack will stun both units for 0.5 seconds, so he absolutely destroys Inferno Dragon and Sparky. His stun isn't a true stun, so unless the game bugs out, it does not reset the attack. The unit merely resumes the swing. Skeleton Army is a good counter to the Electro Wizard. His split attack will kill 2 skeletons per attack, but that's not nearly enough. The flip side is also true. He can spawn zap on top of the Skeleton Army, just wiping them all out. If the Ice Spirit is the only unit near him, his focused single attack can kill an Ice Spirit in 1 shot. But his split damage attack can kill Fire Spirits in 1 hit. He's a very reliable defensive card. He can shut down a Mega Minion or even a Valkyrie when played in the back. It translates into a nice counter attack. He's extremely reliable to counter a miner and force him to re-aggro with his spawn zap if you can't afford any chip damage at all from their miner. He can shut down a Hog very reliably. The Hog will only get 1 attack in. Against Graveyard, his spawn zap is pretty good at taking out most of the skeletons. It depends on the situation, but if he's the only answer to the Graveyard tank combo, then he's just going to die. Head on, his split attack takes 3 total strikes to kill 2 archers, so he's going to suffer a bit of damage from them before taking them out. It's best to counter the archers by spawning him on top of them. After the zap, he's able to one-shot the archers. This usually makes sense to do if they have a tank supporting, since he turns around and starts stunning the other units. Combo is high damage and stun attack. You have a balloon killer. Provided nothing is accompanied with a balloon, you can shut it down completely from reaching your tower. As long as you know your opponent doesn't have any troops to plant near the river, you'll want to space him out so he doesn't get hit by the balloon. But with a tank, you're going to need another heavy hitter since his damage is split in half. A Mega Minion works great to take out the balloon, followed by finishing off the giant. One of the beauties of this card is that he has the ability to tank a few hits from the tower. Then re-aggro the tower as the other units come closer, maximizing damage distribution. 2 cards pair with this concept particularly well, the Miner and Graveyard. The Electro Wizard will tank a few hits, then once the Miner is there, the tower switches targets. Same thing with the Graveyard, he tanks a few shots while dealing massive damage to the arena tower. Then once the first skeleton spawns, the tower stops attacking him. On top of that, the 0.5 second stun even allows more skeletons to spawn. The drawback to this is that if they plant something before your Electro Wizard reaches the tower, he never has a chance to force the tower to re-aggro. Those are the two cards that directly synergize with him. Basically, any troop that has a shorter range than an Electro Wizard is a good pairing. He tanks a bit, then the tower retargets onto the shorter range troops. The Electro Wizard is a very good control card. He can defend against most units, but he has very low health. This is why the Ice Golem is a very good complementary card to pair him with to compensate for his low health for numerous reasons. If there's an incoming minion horde and you don't have Zap in rotation, you can use an Ice Golem's Death Nova to bring down their health, then spawn Zap to finish them off. Against the Prince, the Electro Wizard can shut down a single Prince, but he'll eventually die. Whereas if you have an Ice Golem, you can soak up the damage, preserving the Electro Wizard to set yourself up for a counter attack. He can shut them down relatively well with the help of an Ice Golem. He works pretty well with the Mega Minion too. The extra damage the Mega Minion provides helps him take out elite barbarians. It won't be as good as the Ice Golem, but sometimes your deck doesn't have an Ice Golem or it's not in rotation. Using a stun mechanic, it doesn't matter if the enemy troops are targeted onto him. If you plant an Ice Golem in between them, the Electro Wizard's stun attack eventually forces the Mega Minion to target the Ice Golem instead. Additionally, paired with other heavy hitters like Mega Minion or Elite Barbarians can shred tanks really hard. He can even survive for a counter attack. Overall, the Electro Wizard is a versatile card that pairs with almost every other card. Any card placed in between him and the troop can force him to retarget and re-aggro. He's a very strong card that can be devastating when left ignored. Kind of like if you ignore a princess to snipe your tower. He also kind of functions like an Ice Wizard where he slows down units. The Electro Wizard shares a similar weakness like the Lava Hound, in the sense that a Lava Hound is not that good on top of ladder unless it's at max level, because a higher level Zap will always one-shot Lava Pups. So level 1 Lava Pups will die to a level 10 Zap in one shot. Similarly, a level 12 Zap will take out level 3 Pups, and it's very difficult to farm a level 4 Lava Hound. Even then, by the time you reach a level 4 Lava Hound, most players that you face will have a level 13 Zap and be able to kill the pups in one hit. Even farming grand challenges and reaching 12 wins back to back, it's very difficult to max out a legendary without a special event. The only time a Lava Hound will be useful in top level play is when the Hound is level 5. The max level pups won't die immediately to level 13 Zap. The Electro Wizard shares a similar weakness and scalability on ladder. A level 2 Electro Wizard spawn Zap can't kill level 11 goblins. It scales linearly, so a level 3 Electro Wizard won't be able to kill level 12 goblins. If you haven't earned a level 3 Electro Wizard during the event, by the time you farmed him on ladder and regular grand challenges, you're most likely going to be facing opponents with level 12 or 13 goblins, so the zap damage is not quite as effective. That being said, where tournament standard is enforced, Lava Hound and Electro Wizard reign supreme where they don't fall to the weakness of the leveling issues. I expect to see him more in challenges than I do on ladder. That being said, we still do see Lava Hound on ladder. He's a very well designed card where he's not overpowered but does offer enough value to use him. I found a lot of success using him behind large tanks like a giant or even a bowler. Ice Golem works really well too as a pseudo tank to soak up damage defensively or even to push offensively. Then backdoor with a minor Goblin Barrel or Graveyard to apply a lot of pressure both on the front and back end of the map, making it really annoying for your opponent to deal with. I think some of the best cards that synergize with him are Ice Golem, Mega Minion, and similar cards, but it does really depend on your deck and your playstyle. Unfortunately, with this really unique stun mechanic, it indirectly nerfs Sparky and Inferno Dragon. But these two cards scale differently in the sense that level 1 Sparky and Inferno Dragon already deal massive damage, whereas the Electro Wizard spawn zap is very reliant on his card levels. However, despite his issues with his spawn zap scaling on ladder, I do think he's still viable. He's not directly comparable to Lava Pups as that's not the main function of the card. His head-on attack is crazy strong and even offers more damage than a Musketeer. And his stun attack is the most important aspect of his mechanics. It can completely shut down a Royal Giant when paired with some really strong cards like Elite Barbarians. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more quality OJ.